When the game Among Us gained popularity in 2020, it was discovered that it had been in violation of the Geneva Convention for 2 years. Why? I'll say that one more time.
What?
When the game Among Us... When the game Among Us gained popularity in 2020, it was discovered that it had been in violation of the Geneva Convention for 2 years. Why?
Remind me exactly the Geneva Convention. What was
And Among Us and what it is.
Okay, I can explain Among Us. So it's a video game. It's a social video game where everyone's playing on the same team, except there's like a couple different imposters who are not actually on your team, but you don't know who they are. And so you're trying to go about doing these missions and these tasks while also trying to suss out who the person trying to backstab everyone is. It's a fun little game to play with your friends or online.
It is basically Werewolf or Mafia, just with a few extra clues as to who it is.
I spent 2020 as a virologist in a pandemic, so, you know.
Wren, however, you wanted to know about the Geneva Convention, so I'm hoping one of the others of the people on your team can fill you in on that.
So they are the post-war treaties, and I'm now trying to remember exactly what they cover.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of also waiting for that answer after he asked. Like,
I just know the Geneva Convention is a big deal.
Yes.
That's about all I know. Are we allowed to Google Geneva Convention real quick?
The Geneva Convention is a lot of rules. And if no one's quite sure what it is, I'll say it is on the regulations for wartime. So it is the rules on the treatment of civilians, of prisoners of war, of anything to do with the world around. It is the rules of war, for want of a better description.
Okay.
So is this then the game? What happens in the game is a breach of the Geneva Convention, or the game itself?
The game itself is somehow a breach of the Geneva Convention.
Because inside the game, you launch people out the airlock. I mean, I bet that's probably against the Geneva Convention, but it's still just a video game.
So a good place to start would be to think about who the Geneva Convention is there to protect. Who in a war zone might be the people that you're looking out for?
Civilians.
You want to protect the people and not the soldiers, I guess? The soldiers, the innocent bystanders. Minimize collateral damage.
Well, people attacking each other over this, but that wouldn't be the game itself.
Yeah, so we're not talking about the contents of the game. We're talking about, like, just the game.
It's not like a meta level. The characters in the game were not violating this. It was the game itself.
Interesting. Okay.
And it was one element in there. It wasn't the concept of the game. It was one part in there.
Maybe it's something where you have to, like, declare to the other people who you are or something like that. Maybe some sort of anonymity type thing. And in Among Us, you don't know who the other players are unless you're playing, like, locally with friends.
You started along the right lines there and kind of veered off. There are identifications in wartime.
I was thinking, like, just because you talk over it to random people, like something to do with the conversation. Like, but you started to say that, just like conversations with random people that you don't know, like that aspect of the game.
And that happens all the time on the internet. Like,
but does the Geneva Convention apply only to Europe, or is it worldwide?
That is to every country that signed up for it. But you were sort of along the right lines there, Wren, when you were talking about identifications and things like that.
Mm.
You've played Among Us, Wren. Run through some of the locations and what you might see there.
There's a mess hall where everyone has a meeting around a table when you want to, call someone out for being an imposter. There's the bridge. There's a bunch of there. Oh, there's a nuclear reactor room. No, okay. Yeah, it's a bunch of just rooms that have jobs for a spaceship. And you got to coordinate together, work together to solve a problem, which is keeping the ship going. So is it maybe a minors thing where kids and adults are working together? And that's like...
I'm going to have to give you a different hint here because I think there's so much to go on. Weirdly, I have nearly violated this myself. So this is a design thing.
It's a design flaw?
This is a particular design that is protected by the Geneva Convention and international law.
Oh, are you going to regale us with how you almost broke international law?
I will do later.
I mean, it can't be about the fact that it's just sort of anonymity of people talking on the internet, because that's what like half of social media is built on.
We're looking for a specific symbol. Like other video games have also violated this.
Oh, is this like Escape to Colditz and it's the use of a swastika?
Not quite.
So cool.
And I say not quite because symbolically, very, very different. However, from a sheer like design perspective, actually quite close.
Oh, is it the white flag?
Oh, nearly. Not quite.
Is it a first aid?
Is it a red plus sign?
Yes, it is. It is the symbol of the Red Cross.
Really?
So between you, Kip and Wren, you got that one. It is the symbol of the Red Cross. It is just a Red Cross. And a lot of game designers in the past, including the folks from Among Us, have put it on the medical bay or the medical supply in their game. And international law, that symbol must be used for nothing else.
Oh.
Because if they start seeing it there, it might get used on more products and more products and more products. And the law of that symbol is you don't shoot someone in a war zone if they're wearing the Red Cross symbol or the Red Crescent or the Red Diamond. Any of those symbols are protected because they are for medics in war.
Right.
I've nearly violated this because I had a second channel called Tom Scott Plus, and my color is red. And I got all the way through the design phase of the logo of that with a big geometric plus symbol where everything lined up in my color. And I just got all, this is great, it's going to look brilliant. And someone went, you are violating the Geneva Convention. Like, oh. Yeah,
as you do.
You're not wrong. I can't use that symbol.
Now, is it specifically red in all shades of red, like burgundy or maroon?
Anything close enough that could be mistaken for the Red Cross is protected in almost every country's law when they put the Geneva Convention.
Wow.
So
I didn't realize that extended to video
you will
games.
get a cease and desist from the Red Cross, and they will say, yeah, this is the law in your country. It is that serious to them. And you'll see video game developers go, this is ridiculous. This is not something we're... Like, no, they don't want anyone else using that because it is that important worldwide. This is also the reason that the nurse's hat on the Blink-182 album Enema of the State was removed, because it had a red cross on it. Other video games, Theme Hospital changed from a green cross to a green asterisk, just to be safe. All sorts of logos. The Red Cross will call up and go, could you not?